It is my pleasure to introduce the 2015 President's Diversity Administrative Department Award recipient, Athletics Academic Achievement Director, Mr. Geoff Gordon.
I've been here now 9 years, and when you look at what we do as a whole, anytime you get any kind of recognition for that is a great thing. When you look at our ultimate goals being to have the student athletes obviously eligible, but graduate, work toward that graduation, ultimately become functional members of society when they leave here is always a plus.
No, definitely, I agree. I mean, I've only been here going on a year now, but being involved with athletics at different institutions and seeing, as I've only been here a short period of time, but we're already being recognized and people acknowledge what we do, that's very rewarding and makes me want to work even harder to continue to see that stuff happen, the longer I'm here.
I think it's very important that we are graduating our student athletes at an exceptionally high rate, because that's what our job is. We're supposed to develop young people as students and as athletes. And the first part of that is students. And I think that we're doing that. Obviously, the ramp up in staffing over the last several years has been a significant improvement, and one of the reasons why we have such outstanding graduation rates. The work and leadership of both Bobby Madison and now Geoff and leading that area has been tremendous.
They do whatever it takes to make sure that we get it done, no matter if we're here on campus or on the road. And that's what I like personally, and I'm pretty sure most student athletes like, to show that these people that work with us really care about us. They're not just out there doing their job. They're like family to us off the court.
Those times you're not seeing them playing, they're in classes, like you said, like Geoff said, they're tutoring, they're in study hall. They meet with me, I meet with all the freshmen when they first get here, at least once a week. And we sit down for at least have a 30-minute meeting, talk about their classes, talk about their grades, resources they need to help them be better students. Ultimately the goal is to get them to that graduation point, but that behind the scenes stuff, which most people don't realize, it's vital for them in their everyday lives here in college.
I'm in grad school now. Coming my freshman year, I never would have thought I would have been able to achieve that success in the classroom. I was a decent student in high school. I've always gotten pretty good grades, but I didn't think I would ever go for higher education. And my advisors have helped me in being able to study. I developed better study habits through study hall and all that kind of stuff that we are required to do as freshmen.
I'm very excited about where we're at today, in that we have the highest federal graduation rates in the university system of Maryland for all student athletes. But in particular, the one cohort that we're very proud of is our accomplishments among our African American student athletes, having the highest graduation rate among all Division I public institutions in the country. It's quite an accomplishment. It's something we're very proud of. I'm very proud of those young men and women who come here and understand that you got to do more than just compete in your field of competition, but you've got to go to class, take advantage of the opportunity that you've been given, and get a degree, because that degree lasts a lifetime.
I've never been to another institution that has the amount of resources academically that we provide for our student athletes. And I think specifically to the African American population, it speaks to how accommodating they all are on a daily basis. Obviously there's no cultural divide in academics, so to speak, but the fact that we have that statistic underneath of our belt goes directly to those people who work for us in the academic service field.
Personally, seeing the minority student athletes excel here has been awesome, in the sense that I think in the time we're living in, when there's so much negative and so much of the resources available to kids being taken away, I think that the fact that we invest there with our minority student athletes, as well as all of our student athletes, I think that's huge. And I think that the diversity and inclusion that's a part of the strategic plan, it helps that at all levels, the coaches, the administration, as well as the student athletes. So I think that Towson is kind of hitting it out of the park in regards to that.
you want to do the best that you can for all student athletes, but to see yourself leading the country, if you will, in anything is a great feat. But this, I'm extremely proud of what we've accomplished with this, and we meaning the staff, the academic staff here, all support. It's but a lot of this, most of this goes to student athletes that have accomplished this themselves.
Yeah, I agree. They definitely have, come here and worked hard, and they earned it. They didn't just, it wasn't just given to them. I know from coming from a standpoint of being an African American student, it's harder sometimes for them. A lot of them are first generation college students. I know a lot of my football guys, they're in that situation. So it's very gratifying, and I think them knowing that is even more of a motivation for all of our students, to know, okay, something's going on good here, that if we're #1 in the country in something, it's going right, and we want to keep it up.